Welcome back to Cool Seminary Tutorials. Hi, I'm Professor Wendy. Today I'm excited to introduce an amazing cast of, you guessed it, sandal-clad Jesus followers from the drama of ancient Christianity. In the coming weeks, I'll follow up with more detailed videos about some of their stories. Today, let's identify some of the major groups of Jesus followers who carried forward his mission in the first 500 to 600 years of the history of Christianity. These historic characters can help us to understand what were those earliest years of Christianity really like. Through their amazing stories, they can also help to strengthen Christian faith and life in all ages. Speaking for myself, I know they've encouraged and blessed me. Remember, the plot of Jesus' followers' story is all tied up around Jesus' directive to go and make disciples of all nations, teaching them the things that Jesus had taught. So, put on your sandals and let's go over to the Mediterranean world 15 to 20 centuries ago to meet some of these players in the drama of ancient Christianity. For starters, let's look at 10 types of ancient Jesus followers. See if you can figure out which of these groups we still have walking around among us today. They include laity, apostles, apostolic writers, martyrs, apologists, polemicists, scholars, monastics, bishops, and others. Who were these people? First, the laity, who have always made up the bulk of the Christian church. The laity are men and women who have professed their faith in Christ and participate in the regular ministry of all Christians. Second, the apostles, such as St. Peter. While there are some folks who call themselves apostles today, the most common understanding is the apostles were Jesus followers who actually witnessed Jesus' ministry, death, and resurrection, and who were assigned by Jesus himself the work of continuing his mission on earth. Next, apostolic writers, such as Polycarp. These were Jesus followers who wrote letters and other documents between 95 and 150 AD to encourage and strengthen the churches that had sprung up to worship and serve Jesus in the first 100 years or so after Jesus' death and resurrection. Nice sandals, Polycarp. The fourth category of players in ancient Christianity is the martyrs, such as Perpetua and Felicitas. There were far too many to count. This group began with Jesus himself having been executed for his religious claims. In the Roman Empire, for many years, Jesus followers, including men, women, and children, were by law regularly punished with persecution, mutilation, and death by some of the most gruesome means possible. Fifth, the apologists, such as Tertullian. I'm so glad they came along. The ancient apologists were Jesus followers who responded to the persecution by refuting false charges against the Christians and who argued against their critics that Christianity was in fact superior to the other popular religions of the day, including mystery religions and emperor worship. The sixth group of players is made up of what we call polemicists, such as Origen. The work of these Jesus followers in their speaking and writing was to squelch and condemn false or heretical teachings that sprang up within the community of Jesus followers. Seventh, the church scholars, most notably St. Augustine. These highly educated players were among the first to write theological books that explained Christian beliefs to the next generations of Jesus followers and to the world. Many of their writings are widely studied yet today. Eighth, we have the monastics, men and women who withdrew from society to live in seclusion. They did this in order to focus upon cultivation of faith and exercise of prayer and worship. Of these, Anthony, whose life bridged the 3rd and 4th centuries, is the most famous. Through the ages, hundreds of thousands of Christians have sequestered themselves either in solitude, sometimes in caves, or in groups in monasteries and abbeys. Ninth, the bishops. As the centuries unfolded, bishops became more and more prominent in their leadership and authority roles in the ancient church. Many of the outstanding Jesus followers we have already mentioned became bishops because of their excellent qualifications, including Peter and Augustine. Many of the ancient bishops, like other Jesus followers, were martyred for their faith in Jesus Christ. Finally, there were others, such as deacons, elders, and evangelists, too many more to be mentioned here. With the exception of the original 12 apostles and the apostolic writers, we still have Jesus followers of all these varieties and more working to continue Jesus' mission today. In the next video, we'll look at some of the major foes, challenges, obstacles, and temptations faced by these ancient Christians including lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! I'm Professor Wendy. Thanks for watching. Please leave feedback, ask questions, and click to subscribe to Cool Seminary Tutorials. Most of all, have fun learning.